newborn American babies, newborn citizens of these United States, free and with rights guaranteed by the Constitution. But let's take a closer look. These new arrivals in a typical American town have equal legal rights. In class, they are not equal at all. Each has a social status handed on to him by his family, ascribed to him at birth.
In San Jose, California, 1998, June 21st at around 10 p.m. I was born. My life story began at that moment, with my mom cutting my umbilical cord and welcoming me into the world, but not exactly. It had taken some time for my family to get to this point. My name is Devin Schultz. I am a 21-year-old Chinese Korean American. My name is usually the first indicator that I am not your average Asian male. My name is glaringly German, causing confusion and embarrassment on my end whenever a substitute teacher would question me as I raised my hand. My story began months, even years before my birth and conception. My parents, Scott and Elaine Schultz, had gotten married and had my sister Kendra in 1995. My mom, having lupus, found that she was not able to have any more children safely, even though both my parents wanted another child. So they began the long adoption process. I came into the picture in May 1998 when my parents' adoption attorney said their neighbor had come in and said that they knew a young girl who was pregnant. She wanted to give the baby up for adoption, but wanted to meet the parents beforehand. My parents met her with pictures of her family, sans me, in tow, and 5 weeks after that, I was born and brought home to my new family. That's how I became me. As I grew up, it was apparent I was different from my family. May it be subtle stares from people in the grocer, or my own self-awareness on family trips to Idaho, where it seemed I was the only Asian face in the state. I found, as I grew older, my own awareness of my heritage grew, as well as my confusion and anger. I found myself in an odd middle ground. I fit in with the Asian kids, but had no cultural background to relate to them with. I could get along with the white kids fine, but I stood out like a sore thumb. I was not sure where I stood socially, and it confused me. I thought, I don't need culture or heritage. I'm my own person. Yet, I could and I can still feel that there's something missing inside me. When I meet another Korean or Chinese person and they can discern from my face what ethnicity I am without the background context of my last name, it paralyzes me. I'm embarrassed when they ask if I speak Chinese or Korean, and I simply state, sorry, I'm adopted. Sorry, I'm adopted has been my go-to response for my entire life when I get questioned for not knowing a show or a brand of noodles or not knowing my ancestral tongue. My culture has been removed from my being, stripped from the moment I was adopted by a white family. About 135,000 children are adopted in the U.S. yearly. 15% are relinquished voluntarily. I wonder how many other people are out there with a family but stripped of their culture, feeling a part of them is there but missing, obscured by ignorance. During my research, I stumbled upon a quote from 1996 by 20-year-old student Janine Bishop. The older I get, the more I realize I can't avoid being Korean. Every time I look into the mirror, I am Korean. When I look at family pictures, I feel that I stand out. I guess it shouldn't bother me, but sometimes it does. Even though I may seem very American, I want to be distinctly Korean. I know I'm not in terms of having all the Korean traditions, but I don't want people to see me and say, because she grew up in a Caucasian family, and because she's very Americanized, she's white. That's not what I want anymore. This summarizes what I've come to realize recently as my true feelings. When I was younger, I ran away from my ethnic background as it made me stand out. Yet now that I am older, I cling on to that identity as it seems it's all I have. I am grateful for my family, yet as I grow older, I become more aware of my status as a minority being raised by the majority culture and how that has affected me and my motivation to step into my Asianness as a way to assert myself and my budding independence.